Turkish foreign policy, part 3. Well, the same role and authority of a president can also take place when it comes to Turkish foreign policy, and that's what we have seen as a role model in Turkey as well. Reforming the state, today's international politics has multilateral, complicated and uncertain characteristics. Therefore, a nation's foreign policy has to be very dynamic and flexible to keep up with the constantly changing alliances and manage crises. The international political system has undergone a dramatic transformation in recent years, and regional and global balances of power are changing very quickly. The lack of response to the developments on the global scale requires a reform in political system at both national and international levels. Every nation has its own characteristics depending on where it is located, how the culture of governance is established, and what it needs for the better governance. These characteristics determine the kind of government system that is suitable and should be adopted by the state. Humanitarian crisis, unending civil wars, growing tide of radicalism, collapsing regional order in the Middle East and North Africa, as well as rising populism, far-right nationalism and Islamophobia in the West, and the Russian defiance of NATO are all driving Turkey to perform a greater resilience in its stability while demonstrating stronger leadership. All of these regional and international factors of influence require important measures to be taken and reforms to be implemented in the country's government system. Unstable countries are not capable of responding to such challenges and fail to bring solutions to the crisis. Where atrocities becomes rampant, as a result they end up stuck in vicious circles of violence and instability. As a country surrounded by neighbors suffering from either internal conflicts or economic crisis, Turkey has to adopt a system that serves both its interest and the prosperity of the region. In the same regard, the Syrian civil war is posing a threat to the region as a whole and also has the potential to spread further. Overcoming the instability and its spillover effects is highly dependent on a system in which a strong leadership holds the capacity to solve these crises. In this sense, a presidential democracy is a more stable system than a parliamentary one, and more suitable for Turkey. Responding to security threats. Currently, Turkey faces multiple security threats that require more empowerment of the executive body in order to quickly and effectively respond to the challenges. The country is in a continuous struggle against separatist, terrorist organizations like PKK, its Syrian wing of the Democratic Union Party PYD, and the Gulenist terror group FETO, and Daesh, never to forget. The latest major threat on Turkey's list of terror organization is FETO, that established networks across the world and constitutes an existential threat to the country. The tactic used by FETO is the infiltrating strategic state institutions as sleeper cells, waiting for the order to cause violence and overthrow the government, as we saw with the July 15 coup attempt. The PKK, against which Turkey has been fighting for the last 4 decades, uses its Syrian branch PYD to train and obtain substantial support on the false pretense of fighting Daesh, only to use this newly gained power to attack Turkey.